Good day everyone, my name is Akwe Odisheso from CAD GIS. On today's lecture, I'm going to be discussing on where we stop on AutoCAD. Today we'll be discussing on introduction to some tools in AutoCAD. On our last lecture on introduction to AutoCAD, whereby I taught you people on how to set environment. If you set environment, like I said, environment is one of the first things to do in AutoCAD. After your environment, we now goes to the use of tools. Like I said earlier on, in AutoCAD, there are different types of working space. One of it is AutoCAD Classic. We have 3D modeling, we have 3D basic, and drafting annotation. Well, don't let me be saying everything. Let me just launch my AutoCAD. I've launched my AutoCAD and it's loading now. As you can see it, there are some tools in AutoCAD that are so peculiar to them. There are also some similarity with the tools of all the workspaces in AutoCAD. For example, now this is now my AutoCAD interface. Now I've already launched my AutoCAD. Now you can see, if I go down to the wheel, to do this symbol, last time I showed it to you, the working space switch thing. If I click on it now, you can see AutoCAD drafting annotation, the 3D basics, you can see 3D modeling and AutoCAD Classic. In these four working spaces, they have some commonalities in their tools. The commonality, this commonality they have are, you can be within the space, within the working space of each of these. You can still use some common tools that you are very familiar to. Like now, if you are in AutoCAD Classic, you should know how to use line. If you go to 3D AutoCAD drafting annotation, you will also be able to use lines, eraser, move, copy, etc. The same thing also goes to the 3D basics AutoCAD and the draft and the 3D modeling. However, like I said earlier on, that we are going to be continuing on how to use AutoCAD. From the previous lecture, we discussed on dissecting an environment in AutoCAD. But today's lecture will be discussing on the usage of the peculiar tools of AutoCAD. AutoCAD has different tools for each working space, but some of these tools serve the same functionality as it is in each different workspace. Therefore, each workspace has greater differences in its usage and in function. Today, point of discussion is drafting and annotation / AutoCAD Classic working space. Let me see, we have already launched our AutoCAD software now, as you can see. But I need to show you some differences in this working space. I've already discussed it last time, but let me just review it now. Like I said earlier, if you want to do is that you can also change your working space from here. You can see the workspace. If you click on it here, you can see the drafting and annotation. I want you to see the interface of drafting and annotation. You can see the interface of drafting and annotation. You can see where the tools are kept. Then let me now switch to the 3D basics. You can see the 3D basics, because if you check that drafting annotation, we couldn't get these box tools and extrude tools and revolve tools. Drafting annotation doesn't have all these categories of tools. Well, let me also go to the 3D modeling so that you can see the interface. You can see the interface of 3D modeling now. The 3D modeling has a similarity between the 3D basic, but there are still some different tools in the interface. If you try and go through and select the different types, all these types of working spaces, you can see the differences in them. But like I said earlier, that based on discussion will be on drafting and annotation and AutoCAD Classic. Is either of the two that you choose we are going to be working on. But however, I will be choosing AutoCAD Classic. Then there's an interface of my AutoCAD Classic. The first thing I have to do is to set to perfect the tool where I wish it to be. I'm arranging it now. I'm doing it now. Yes, you can see now this is an interface of AutoCAD Classic. But like I said here, I will first thing to do, because this is a new page of AutoCAD, the one thing I need to do is to set my AutoCAD environment. Then I'll go to the format, click on the drawing limit, set the lower left corner with the 0, 0, enter, and specify the upper right corner, which I will be setting my AutoCAD space in millimeter. I'll be type of A3 paper 420 000, 297 000, enter. Then I'll go to my units to set my precisions. Under my type of precision, I'm going to choose 0. Then under the insertion scale, because I've already set my scale in millimeter, I will choose millimeter. And the directions, click on the direction, and I will choose the notice point. Then OK. Then now, to perfect this environment, I will press Z, enter, A, enter. Yes, I'm done with the setting of a AutoCAD environment. And then I need to explain one thing too, because AutoCAD has two types of highlighter. You can see the first highlighter on the interface, blue color. You can see. Then if you drag to the left hand side, you'll be seeing blue color. If you drag to the right hand side, you'll be seeing the green color. There are difference between these two highlighter, the blue color and the green color. For example, now for you now to use your blue highlighter, now let us create just unuseful line. Okay, you can see now these are lines, and then I'm going to use the highlighter. Like I said, if you pick a point and drag your mouse to the right hand side, you'll be seeing the blue color. Then if you go this way, if you go to the left hand side, you'll be seeing the green highlighter. Then this green highlighter means to select it all. It is used to select all. The green highlighter in AutoCAD is used to select all lines, all the features that you have within the AutoCAD environment. You won't be able to specify some out of others. You won't be able to specify that. But the blue highlighter is not used to select all. It is used to select some points, some lines that are not. You can see. It excluded this and it selected those ones that are very small. Let me try it again so that you can see. You see, he excluded these old lines and selected all those ones that are all these. He holded these lines and selected all these small lines. You can see. But if I use the green highlighter, you can see. You see, the green highlighter selected everything, because this is the difference between the two highlighter, the blue highlighter and the green highlighter. The green highlighter is used to select all, while the blue highlighter is used to select some out of others. You can see now. Then back to our today's discussion, which is on the usage of tools. For my write-up, I said the most common drafting tools among each working space in AutoCAD there are line, the polyline, the polygon, the rectangle, the arc, the circle, the trim, the construction line, the extend, the rotation, the erase, the offset, the copy selection, move, mirror, spline, ellipse and eclipse arc, the chamfer and the flex, the break and the break at a point, the scale, the explode strength. But I make some differences in these tools. Those ones that I painted, I shaded blue color. I'm trying to make a difference that all the tools that are shaded with blue color is very so important if you are drafting, because you can't do without them. They are very so important. Like for example, there are some tools in AutoCAD that since more than 8 years I've been using AutoCAD, I'm not even using it unless if I use it to teach people. Some of them I've not even used it, but there are some other of them that if they don't have it, you won't be able to. It's not be easier for you to manipulate, even for you to construct or to do anything. For example, to line, the polyline, you won't be able, if you don't have the line, you won't be able to draw anything. Then this polyline, if you don't have this polyline, you won't be able to define any boundary. The same thing go to the trim. If you make any mistake, for you not to delete, for you not to erase, you rather trim. Then for the extend, by the time you need something, you don't need to stretch, you rather extend it. And erase, you always need it. Offset is one of these very so important tools. If you have that thing with the dimension, because you don't need to be using that, what's it called, the dimension tools to create your offset, to create your drawing. No, with the offset, you want to put the, when you click on offset, put the distance you want it to go, it will move exactly. And then the copy selection, if you need to copy more than 2 or 3 features within an environment at a different point, that's the meaning of copy selection. The copy selection is different from the copy. The copy Control C. The Control C is a general copy language that is understood by most software. But this copy selection, you can't use copy selection to copy features from one environment to another environment. It's not possible. You can only use the Control C to copy it. The move is to changing the position or checking the position of the particular feature. Then the chamfer, it is used to angle a line, maybe to bend it or to your own preferable, and the scale. But some of them that you may not even need to use it. Sincerely, I haven't left for you. There are different types of tools in AutoCAD, but those ones, it depends on your own field and those ones that you need. Then if you know that in your own field you would prefer to work with drafting annotation, I will ask you to go for the drafting annotation. If you are like that in your own, if you be very so good using AutoCAD Classic, go for it. If it is in the 3D mode basic you would like to do, what I will be working with, go for it. But one thing is that every tools I'm going to be teaching here, it is the same way that I'm using in each of all the working spaces. For example, now let me start from the line. Then how to use a line. A line, click on it. You can see if you click on it, it's going to tell you the name of the features. If you click on it, once you click on the line, then once you just have to know is that you need to pick a point. Pick a point is that you will left click. You can see me left clicking. Then I can move now. I can be able to draw my line now if I wish. Is either I can go up, left, anywhere I like it to be. That is it. Then what you just need now, if you wish also, you can put the distance. If I can put a distance of, let me see, because I'm working in millimeter, let me say a distance of 10,000 millimeter. You can see a distance of 10,000 millimeter now. You can see a distance of 10,000 millimeter. Now see, then if for you now to show you the properties of this now, come down the downside of your AutoCAD interface. You can see here from here, if I use AutoCAD Classic, you can just click on, you can see this is the quick property. Click on the quick property. You can see that it brought out the properties of the line, the properties of the line, whereby you can see the color, the layer, the line type, and the length. In a situation whereby you can't see this quick property, then you are using a higher version AutoCAD. What I actually, because I've already said earlier that AutoCAD is a software that understands more than multiple command. What you just need to do is click type quick. If you click on quick, you can see it brought out quick calculator, PC high. But what we need is quick property. Click on the quick property. It will ask you to select. I've selected. You see now. Then if you want it to be stick, just click on the customize under the option. Then click on the setting. As you click on the setting, you can see it will bring out the control of the quick property. Then you can see now, you can see the display the quick property palette on the selection. Understand? You press Ctrl Shift P. So that, but once you click on it now, then if you click on it, maybe your own may be on click, just click on it. Once you click on it, then you will be able, anytime you select any line, any features within AutoCAD environment, you'll be able to bring out the property of the line. Also, I will try to tell you something before we get started into this. Click here on your tools, if you see tools, click on it, and now go to drafting and annotation setting. Drafting and annotation, you can also see the quick property. You can see the quick property, the quick properties. The way I said, is that if you don't know how to use the command, maybe you are not used to the command, you can also pick it from the tools and by selecting the drafting annotation. But one thing I want you to know from here is this object snap. The object snap bar, make sure that all your object snap are clicked. You can see they are all clicked. Make sure that everything is clicked. If you want to, let me say clear all, then click it, because the reason why is that this way you will be needing endpoint, the midpoint, the center, the node, the quadrant, the intersection, the extensions and intersection, the perpendicular, the tangent, and the nearest, and the apparent intersection, and the parallel. You will all need this thing. Then if you are working in 3D mode, 3D object snap, make sure you also select all those ones that you know, all the feature that you need for your drafting. Then if you do that, just press OK. Then let me now go to the use of the line. Like I said earlier on, for you not to use the line, you just pick a point, put the dimension you wish to be. If you don't want it to be the dimension, then you want this line to be on a straight line. If you press F8, if you press F8, it's going to straight. You see, which means that go in a straight line, any dimensional angle. You won't be able to like angle 30. You won't be able to. The only angle you'll be going with this auto, if you on it, is angle 90 or 180 or angle 0. But if you want to uncheck it, just you press F8 or you come down here. You see, if you put your mouse on this icon here, you will see, it will tell you the meaning, the name of each of these. Then click on this. You can see auto mode. You can off it here. Then you can see that you will be able to go in a different direction that you wish now. You see, that's how to use line. The construction line, then this is the construction line. You see, it has an infinite line. It's an infinite line. It's a continuous line. It's a very continuous line. You can't see them, but the more you zoom in, the more you will be seeing the continuity of the line. You see, this is a construction line. But I'm very sure if you are very used to drive or technical drawing in school, you will know the purpose of this construction line. Construction line is a line to sketch out what to achieve. But moreover, I won't learn for you. Since I said, I've not even really used this construction line because I don't normally deal with anything like technical or like creating an angle or whatever. Only thing I do is to design, to draft whatever I need, because my what I use drafting annotation or AutoCAD Classic is more than this. I'm really serious with what I'm saying. Then also, this is how to use your construction line. Then if you are done with any of the tools, ensure that you always press escape. If you are done with any tools, if you are using any tools and you are done with it, press escape so that you can deselect the used tools. Then if you do that, then let me now go to the third tools. Now we're talking on how to use the polyline. The polyline. This is the polyline. This is the polyline. You can see just the way that you use your line. That's the way you're going to use your polyline, by picking a point and go in the direction you wish to. Then if you also wish to one day the polyline to be on a straight line, just on the auto, or you press F8. Then if you don't need it again, if you are done with it, just press S8 so that you can be able to go in the other direction. Here is the how to use polyline. But there are difference between this polyline and the construction line and line. One of the common difference in them is that the polyline is used to define a boundary, like a boundary of a building, a boundary of a city, because a polyline, it is made up of one or two more segments of line. For example, now you can see this is a segment of a line 1, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, the seventh one. The way why I say this different segment of line, you can see from this point to this point is a one segment. From this point to this point is another segment. From this, because this, I'm talking about this square hang shape. From here to here is one segment. From here to here is another segment. From here to here is another segment. But that one is different in using line. For example, now a line also only use a single segment for its feature. For example now, this is a line. I use a line to create because let me go in different direction. Let me delete this. I've deleted that. It's whether you press delete or you click on this eraser symbol so that you can delete it. Whether you select and then let me back to the differentiation between these three lines. Let me use line. You see, when I was creating this line, you can see this is the first segment, the second segment, the third segment, the fourth segment, and the fifth segment. But as you can see, but if I select this, it's not going to pick this line, because if I use a line to design to draw this thing or to draft this, it's not going to select all this a whole line as a whole feature, but it's going to select it based on the each point I stopped. For example, if I click on it, you see it selected this. It's the only one, but that one is different in Polyline. If you click on Polyline, it will select everything. It's going to select everything. Once it selected everything, that is one of the different, because you won't be able, if you want to define a boundary, I mean to know the area of a boundary. I won't be advised for you to use a line to define your boundary. How we give you the advice? It's not about, you have to give advice to. It's either you use a polygon or you use a polyline to define your boundary. Then let me now go to the fourth tool of today. It is Polygon. Polygon, if you click on Polygon, and it will ask you to enter the number of sides you want to use. A polygon shape started from 5 and above. Then let me now say I want a 5-side angle. 5 sides angle with equal distances. Then let me now say 5. If I put 5, enter. Then it asks me to specify the center of the polygon, and I will just pick by left click, half left click, half left click. Then it asks me to inscribe or to circumscribe about the circle. Then you can choose anyone you like. You see, once you choose anyone you like, you cannot drag the mouse of your system. You see, it's a pentagon shape. If you want it to be straight, like I said earlier on, just only click on your octo. If you on your octo, this is how it goes. You can see now. You can see. Then if you are done with it, just press enter. Don't press escape. Just right click again. Let me do it again. Let me create a heptagon size. Then I'll put 7 sides. Then I click on 7. Then I'll pick the way I want it to be. Then it's asking me, am I going to inscribe or subscribe? Let me subscribe now. You see? This is an heptagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each side has the same measurement. This is how to use your polygon. The rectangle, and there's a rectangle. The rectangle is another use of the length and breadth. You can also use your rectangle shape for you to create your square. That is what you want to use is that you input the dimension, whereby you might wish to put a distance. Let me say my rectangle to be, let me say 20,000 millimeter. Use 20,000 millimeter is 20 meter. 20,000 millimeter by 20,000 millimeter. You will now look for you now to choose the other side by, let me say by 15,000 millimeter. You see, enter. Yes, you can see now. This is the way of this, by putting the dimension of what you want to do or what you want to create. Then you can say the rectangle shape now, for you to verify if the shape that you created is right with the dimension you put in. Then we just press DI. DI means distance. Once you press distance, pick the starting point of it and go to the second point. You can see on the screen of the AutoCAD that it shows 15,000 millimeter. You can see now, and how the dimension that I input is right. You see, you can see now. Also, this thing, you can see the 20,000 millimeter. The dimension I inputted is right with the dimension given to me by the distance I measure now. Then how to use the rectangle? You can use the rectangle substitute. You can use the rectangle to create a rectangle or a square. based on what you want to use it for. Then let me now go to the hack. Then hack and hack tool is now, it is mainly used for creating arc. You can see, you see. For you now to use it is just to pick a point, start by left click at the starting of the point, drag it to the second point up and the end, the beginning. You can see if I highlight it on it now, you can see this is the beginning and this is the middle and this is the end. It's make use of 3 points. That's how to use hack. Then the circle, you can just click. Once you pick on the tools, pick the center you want it to be. You see, you can set you can also set the radius of the circle. You can put based on what you want to use. Well, let me put 25,000 radius. 25,000 radius. You see, check the radius here. The radius from the property, you can see 25,000, and the diameter is 50,000. That's how to use the circle. Then going to the revision cloud. The revision cloud, it is mainly you use, I don't know, however, maybe if you're an architect, you're trying to create a serene environment for your design in 2D, you can use this. You can use it, or if you wish to create a rock or any other thing you want to do, you can use it. What you just have to do is, we are using this cloud, the revision cloud, is just select the tools and pick the starting point by left click and be moving it the way you like or the way you want it to be. You see, I'm just dragging. I'm not clicking anything like other lines that I need to pick a point. No, this one I'm just dragging. I'm dragging. Then if you are done, just right click. Ask you, are you going to revise the direction? Say no. If you want to revise the direction, that you want to change the orientation of this of what you have drawn. If you want it to be this way, press no. But if you don't want it to be it that way, you can redo it again and see. Let me just show you to you so you will see. If you are done with it, if you want to reverse it, just press it. You see, it reversed. This is the reversed the cloud tool. That's how to use the cloud tool. However, then let me now go to the spline tool. Then the spline tool now is when I was learning AutoCAD, one of the most difficult tools for me to use when I was using AutoCAD Talenting is this spline tool, because anytime I use it and I press escape like others, I don't normally find it. Like now, let me say this is my spline. I've created my spline. Then let me use escape tools. If I press escape now, see, the thing will disappear. I won't be able to see it again. But I'm very sure some people are facing the same problem. Select on your spline to pick your starting point. Yeah, you are now going in the direction you wish it to be. If you are done with that, is whether you press enter twice. 1, 2. Okay, sorry. If you press enter once, it will work. If you are this kind of person that you don't like using keyboard, what you just have to do is you need to, once you are using it, go in the direction you wish it to be. Right click. Once you right click, you say enter. Once you press enter, then you will be able to use it. Or you click your keyboard enter once so that you can release the tools. That's how to use a spline. Then, however, then another thing is the ellipse. Ellipse is just ellipse and the ellipse hack. They are almost the same thing, just an half of it, just like we see circle and hack. An arc is gotten from a circle, just like the ellipse arc is gotten from ellipse. Then you see now, you can see what you just have to do is pick your tools. Once you pick it, it goes in the direction you want, a direction just like a radius. Understand? The direction that we should put it. And this one, if I'm seeing it, this is, let me go in 30. In a 30,000 distance, you see, you can see now. Then if I are done with that, then you can see that breaking line. Let me show you so that you can see this breaking line. You see, from here to here, from the middle to the end here, from the middle here to the end here is 30. Then once you are done, just press enter. You see now. You see, the minor radius is this, and the major radius. The minor radius is from here to here, and this is the minor radius from the middle here to here is the minor radius, you can see, and the major radius is this. That's how to use the ellipse and the ellipse arc. Just like open up the head of the ellipse shape. Then it asks you to select the angle. Which angle do you want to be? You see, in angle what? You see? This is how to use it. This is how to use it. There's the remaining one. If you can use an arc to join this back. You see? Then you have seen how to use the ellipse now. But I won't lie for you, like I said earlier, there's some tools here that I've not even used for a long period of time. I've never even used for a long period of time. Then I'll be talking on the how to use erase. Erase is just like cleaning up all those things you have done, or you don't need it again. If you right click, please select on the tools and select what you want to delete. Click on it. Then once you click on it, either you press enter or you just right click. To do that, everything will disappear. You won't see it again. Then going to the copy selection, like I said, copy selection is a tool used to copy two or more features within the same environment and replicating in different positions. You see, this copy, this copy, this copy, this copy, this copy, this copy is how to use copy. Then the mirror is a tool used to reflect the same shape in the opposite direction. Then like now I'm going to reflect this shape now, this ellipse arc. For you to use these tools now, what you just have to do is that click on the what you want to mirror, select your mirror, then pick the direction you want it to be. Then once you do that, right click. Once you right click, then it will ask you erase the source objects, or you want to, if you erase the subject, then if you put N, which means it's going to say no, it will keep this and still make a copy of what you want to mirror. But if you say yes, it will delete this and make a copy of the newly one you now created. Let me put here Y, which Y means yes. You see, he erase the original one and keep the newly one you just created. But let me say, in a situation that you don't need to do that, you don't need to erase that you want to press yes, select on the object, click on mirror, then move it to the direction you wish it to be, then right click once. Once you right click once, it will ask you to erase the source of the object. Say no, N mean no, then it will keep the two so that you'll not be seeing the two objects. Then let me now go to the next tools, which is we call offset. Offset is a tool used to give a precisely direction of a precise distance of an object or of a line. For example, now then let me say if I want to offset this shape, I want to offset it. Then I'll click on it. I'll select on my offset tools. Then I've selected on my offset, and I will now put the distance I want it to go. Let me say I want it to go in 2000 millimeter, which is 2 meters. You see, if I drag it inside, the breaking line is showing you that that's the original line you are trying to offset. Then if I move it outside now, which means I'm offsetting outside. If I drag it inside, which means I'm offsetting inside the original line. You see, once you click in that, you don't need to escape. If you want to offset more than 2, you ask you why, because not until you press escape, that's when you will be able to release your offset tools. But if you want to keep using the offset tools, you just have to, it shows a square box. Use your square box, that is the square box symbol that is showing that you are seeing. Click on where you want to offset, the line you want to offset. You see, there is how you'll be offsetting in equal distance. It will look so beautiful. At equal distance, you see. Then if the thing reaches a place that you can't go with, if you can't go further to offset it, it will stop. Then if it's outside, keep going. You see, keep going. How you see now? This is the work on the offset. Can you see you won't be able to get this right if you are using, even if you are creating, if you are very good, you won't be able to, because it will reduce your stretch. It will a lot reduce your stretch, believe it or not. Then that's how to use offset. Then I'll be going to the move tools. But like I said, move tool is the tool you use to change the direction of an object. I mean the direction of an object. You just alight on what you want to move. Once you alight on it, then click on the move tools. When you click on the move tools, you can now move it. Let me hold my object because I'm already on it. See, I've moved it. That's how to move. That's how to move. Or another way around is I let on it and you right click. Once you right click, it will bring us some features that there are some tools that are on this interface of AutoCAD so that you can read. Those ones are very easy accessible tools. Like now move, copy, erase. You can also rotate. Then you see, let me copy this. I'm just copying this copy selection. This is how it is. Then also I'll be discussing on rotate tools. For you not to do it, just what you just have to do, you click on the object you want to rotate. Once you click on it, select your rotate tools, then you have to specify the base point. The base point is just picking a point. Once you do this, the base point is the base. Let me specify the base point here. This is my base point. You can see now there's the position where you want it to, I mean where the thing is going to change to. Understand? Or if you want it to be aligned, to just select the middle of it. You see, this is the base point. I'm rotating rather. You see now, this is how to rotate. You can see. Then if you want the dimension, you see, specify the rotation angle. Or if you wish, if you know the angle you're working on, you'll be, let me see, angle 255. As I'm putting it, he's putting it. Just press enter. You see now, this is angle 255 direction. Well, sometimes you might not be able to, you may not need this. You just want to rotate for the purpose of changing the orientation of what you want to do. Just rotate it to where you like. Once you like, move it to where you want to use it. That's how to rotate. Then to scale. In scaling, for you to use scaling tools, what you just have to do, select another object you want to use, click on the scale tools, but you can pick a starting point of it. Once you pick a starting point, then it's asking you to specify the scale factor. You need to understand something about this scaling. Anything started from 0 point. Anything started from 0 point means you are reducing. Anything 0 point something, it means subtraction in scaling in AutoCAD. But if you put starting from 1, 2, 3, 4 as a whole number, which means that you are increasing the scale. But starting from 0 point, anything from 0.1, 0.2, or 0.5, 0.2, you are reducing. Don't forget it. Anything starting from 0 point means you are reducing the scale. Anything starting from 1 and above means you are increasing the scale. See, let me make the instance for you so you can see. Then I'm going to increase this in 2. I'll now put 2. You see, 2. You see, as I put 2 and I press enter, it increase. Let me make this copy of this again so that this copy, let me don't use the one about this scale. Let me use this. Then I'll highlight on it, click on my scale. I click on my scale, then I selected it. Then let me put 0.2. Can you see the difference? This one is 2. This one is 0.2. Can you see that the one I put 0.2 is reduced, whereby the one I use is 2. As a number, it increases. The one I use 0.2 reduces the object. The one I use 0.2 reduces the shape size. Whereby the one I use 2 increase the shape size. That's how to use the scaling tools. Also, I'll be talking on the trim tool. Then for you not to use the trim, what you just have to do is you click on the tools. Once you click on the tool, and you will right click once. See, let me show you something so that you can see, so that it won't be like I'm doing some magic. Click on it, then it asks you to specify the object or select all. Once you select it, then right click once. Once I click one, and it asks you to specify and to select object to trim, or shift select to extend. You see, I want you to choose something. Then I've already selected my trim tool. Then now I can be trimming now. You see, I will now be clicking on those lines, unwanted line. I think all those ones I know that is unwanted line. I don't need it again. You see, You see, I'm trimming. Yes, that's how to use trim. But however, trimmer is an inverse of extend. Then which I mean that if I what do I mean by inverse of extend? If you are using trim tool, you don't need to escape and go and select extend again. What you just have to do is hold on your shift key on your keyboard, then now extend. You see? You see? You see? And that's why it's extending. It's extending. It will be joining to respective line that it sees. You see? That it's going. It's going. That's how it will be going. It will be going continuously to where you to your preferable stop page. And that's how it will be going. Then like I said earlier on, trim is an inverse of extend, and extend is an inverse of trim. Then let me click on extend so that you can see. Click on extend just the way you use your trim tool. It asks you to select object or select all. Just right click once, or right click once, then what you just have to need is just to be extending. Then if you are done with extending, then you want to use it. Remember that I'm using extend tools. Click on, if you want to trim, then just hold on your shift and it trim. There is a difference between trim and erase. Erase is it will clean everything up. While trim is that it will maintain the original line, but it will make some trimming for the unwanted line. That's how to use trimming. Then that's how it is. Then the other one is this point. Point is very easy, just like creating a point of a point, just like a point. Then click on it. Once you click on it, then it starts to specify a point. You just need to be picking the point. You see, as you're seeing, you can see the symbol or the symbol of the point. You can see the point. This is the point. You see, you can see point. You can see the point. You can see. That's how to use point. You just pick it and you pick the tools and just be making the drop, making the drop. So I'm making the drop. So I'm making the drop to be pointing. That's how to use your pointing tool. Then let me now go to the break at point. The break at point. If you click on it, see, it will tell you how it is used. You see, but let me show you how to use it. Let you pick. What you first do is that pick on your tools. Once you pick on your tool, select the line you want to break at a point. Once you pick, then put it this time you want it to break. You see, it has broken. Then also let me try it again. For you now to pick at a point, let me say I want to pick this. This is let me use a polyline. This is a polyline. Then I want to break this polyline now. Then what I will do is I'll pick my tools, click on the lines I want to break, and I will now put the distance I want it to break. See, you can see now it has broken. This is how to use a break at a point. But this break is it's going to remove some part of the line you are breaking. For example, now I want to break this polyline again. Then I'll click on my tool, and then I'll select on the object I want to break, and then put the distance. You see, it's remove part of it. This is the difference between the break at a point and break. It's remove part of it. Then on how to use join. Join is a tool used to join two lines together. For example, now if there is a breaking line like the one you are seeing on the screen of your AutoCAD interface, if you first pick the first line and the second line, then you now right click. The reason why this one didn't work is because it is a polyline. Sometimes join tool is very difficult to work with a polyline. For it to work now, what you just have to do is you need to explode. You explode. By exploding now means you are turning the polyline to a line. This is an explode tool. Select the line you want to explode. Once you select the line, click on explode and the thing exploded. If you now click it now, it will now be seeing the line as a line. Then now go back to your join tool, select on it, pick the first line and the second line, and right click. And can you see now the chain join together? It's not that the join tool cannot work with polyline. It is always been difficult sometimes for a join tool to work with polyline, because a polygon is mainly used to define a boundary. That's the reason why. But join tools work effectively if you are joining two lines together. Then let me now go to the chamfer. How does it work? Chamfer is a tool used to angle the edge of a shape. For example now, let me create a rectangle. This is a rectangle. Then now, if I want to use this chamfer now, it's just like doing this. This is just like doing this. Now, for you to be doing this now, you don't need this. What you just have to do is for you to get this angle now, you use chamfer. Chamfer is the easiest tool to use to get this bend. Then for you now to use it now, what you just have to do, click on your chamfer. Then if you check on the interface of your AutoCAD, it says current chamfer distance 1 is 0, the second distance is 0, because if you are using chamfer, it works with the use of distance. What you're now going to do now, once you have selected the chamfer tool, you will now press D. D means distance. Once you press D, then you will now put the first distance you want it to bend. Let me say, because we are working with millimeter, let me say in 1000. 1000. Then enter. Then it will ask you to specify the second distance. Let me say it is also go in 2000 millimeter, which is 2 meter. Enter. Then click on the first line and the second line. You see? You can see. This one is bigger because I just use an assumption for this, but this one is up to a scale. It's up to a dimension. But if you now see now, this is the way it has chamfered this angle of this rectangle. That's how to use chamfer. Then also flex. Mainly sometimes flex has the same purpose of chamfer, but the only difference is that as you are seeing this bend, as you are seeing this as a straight line, it will be using a radius. Then for example, it's not that you can use flex manually. By using your arc tools to pick the first point, selecting the second point, and selecting the third point, just the way I taught you how to use an arc. Once you do that, you trim with the use of the trim tool. If you do that, this is a sample of a flex. The same thing I did there, the same thing a flex is going to do. But how it works is that click on your flex tool. Once you select on your flex tool, you press R. Note, when we are doing chamfer, we are using distance, but this one we are using R. R means radius. You press R, which is radius. Enter. You will now put the radius you want the thing to flex. Let me now put 10,000 so that we could be able to see it work. Then you press 10,000, press enter. Once you press enter, pick the first line and the second line. Can you see? What I did there manually is what a chamfer do within a blink of eyes. That's the way to use chamfer. Then also, this now is the blend curves. To use blend serves the same thing, just like how you use your flex. But for you to use your blend, now it is you select on the blend curves, select it, pick the first line and select the second line. You see? Then the remaining of this, you can see. That's how to use blend. Then I will now be going to the how to use hash. And hash, this is the symbol of the hash. Click on the hash. Once you click on it, then it will bring out a dialog. In the dialog, this is a default setting. As what you are seeing is a default setting. Then if you want to change or if you want to see the sample of your hashing you want to use, click on this small box. Once you click on it, you can see ANSI. This is the type. Under the ANSI, this is the type of hash. You can see. If you prefer this one, use this one. Click it and press OK. If it's this that you need, click on it and press OK. If it's this, click on it and also. But if you wish to see other types of hash, then you can just play around with this. You see, there's an ISO. This is how the ISO hash looks like. But if it is other predefined, click on the other predefined. You see, if you just drag up and scroll up and scroll down, you can see the different type of hash. Select any one you like there. Once you select, press OK. Once you press OK, then it is used to add peak point. Peak point, just like once you can see this cross symbol. Click on it. Then what this one work is by selecting the center of what you want to hash. You see, it has already created a breaking lines. You see, which means that once you do that, right click and press preview. You see, it's telling you that this automatic adjust the hash scale, because the hash scale we are using is too dense. That's the reason why. Then what you just have to do is that for you now to perfect this thing now, you will left click. Once you left click, change the scale to, because it's too dense, let us use 100. You see, when we use 100, it increase the spaces between the arch. You can see. Then you can still go around with it by pressing escape once. If you press escape, increase the scale also to 1000 again. You see, this is how to use hash. You can see now you can change the you can just choose the type of hash you need and play around with it so that you will know how to use the hash. Then to use the gradient now, then for me now to use the gradient, I'm going to create another rectangle shape. Now this is a rectangle shape. Then I will select on my gradient. Then I've selected on my gradient. Then this is a default setting. Under the default setting, you can see one color here and two color. However, only look at this dialog that you are seeing. You can see arch here, which means that within the environment of gradient, you can also go to hash. Or within the environment of hash, you can also go to the gradient. It is 2 in 1. They work hand in hand, so together. Then what you just have to do now, by the time if you want to mix two colors together, just click the first color, choose the color that you need. Once you press this one, press OK. Then come to the second color by clicking here and choose any preferable one you like. Press OK. You see, it will automatically mix the color by itself. Then if you see that you don't like how it looks like, you can also change the angle here by clicking on. You see, as you are changing it, the thing is moving. It will be moving. It will be changing gradually based on the angle that you like. Then if you now do that, you can. Initially, when we were using, when we wanted to create our hash, we use hard at a point. Don't forget that I said hash and gradient has the same dialog. Then what you just have to do, I've already used this pick point, but now we're going to use this hard select the object, whereby selecting the precisely area we want to gradient. Then I will now select this one. I will just need to pick a line. Then it will define it because it's a closed shape. That's the reason it's selected everything. Like I said earlier on at the beginning of this lecture, when I was trying to teach you how to use polyline, I said rectangle and polygon use the features of a polyline. That's the reason why. That's why I say a polyline is used to define a boundary. Then once you select the line, then just right click, press enter. You see, preview. You can see the two colors that you use, the blue one and this is the red one, and the angles also. But in a situation whereby you wish to use a single color, just click on it. You can create another shape. Click another shape like this. Then go to the gradient. Then switch to this one color. Once you switch to this one color, this second color thing to, this second color changes to a range for you to control the depth of the color, the lightness of the color, the selected color you have chosen. Then what you just have to do now, click here on the first color, choose the color you wish. Let me use magenta. Then I click magenta, then okay. Then now if I prefer this color, I'll choose this one. Then if I don't like, if I wish it to be more shade, to be more darker, then I will just drag this range. See, the more I move backward, the more the skin turn to black. But the best thing, because we wish to be in at the center, like it is now, it is at the center. Choose anyone you like out of any of these, select it and add and pick the points here by this. See, then once you do that, preview. Once you preview, then it's now been selected. That's how it works. Then I'll also be talking about the multi-line text. Multi-line text is when you want to use a tool used to write an alphabet. write a letter, a text to a drawing. What you just have to do, click on the choice of the multi-line text. Once you do that, left click once. Once you left click, then it will pick a point. Just drag to your preferable shape or the preferable way you like it. When you just do that, just left click again. Then once you left click, it will show you a dialog of texting format. Just put it. For example, now I want to put, let me just name something like rectangle. You see now I've written rectangle. Then I'll highlight it so that I can change some of the features. If I don't, these are the fonts, type of fonts. Just like if you are using Microsoft Word, these are type of font. What you just have to do, click highlight on the rating word, select the one. Then if you are using, just click. If you know the beginning of the any letter you want to use, just tap your keyboard T. You see now, then I want to use Time Roman. Time New Roman. You see I've selected Time Roman. Then I will increase the scale. This scale is the size of the font by putting the number of the thing you want to use. The size of the font you want to use. Let me just put 700. See, once you put 700 and press enter, then this you can just, this is the bold if you want it to be bold. Then this is the italic if you want it to be italic. You just go along with it. You see, then once you just do that, you see that it is bigger than what is bigger than the environment of code. Don't care about that one. Just press OK. Once press OK, zoom out. You see, you can see now. This is what we wrote the right time, which is rectangle. Just move it and place it to the preferable place you want. But you can still also increase the font size by highlighting on it again, increasing the number of the font size. Let me use 2000. Sorry, 2000. See, this 2000. The more you are increasing the thing, the more the thing will be going bigger. Then let me use 8000. I highlight, but for create 8000. You see, you can see now. This is how to use the text. Just place it where you like, and that's how to use the text too. Then also, how we're using this, bring to the front and bring to the back and bring above the object. One thing about these tools is that it is already in the, if you're using the gradient, is the setting that already be within the gradient. What it works for is, let me say this thing, but let me say this rectangle that we wrote now, it is behind this color, the color of magenta. If you want to put it behind now, select on the object. Once you select on it now, let me select on the text. Then I've selected the rectangle. Then now, if you now see that I've selected the rectangle, then what you now do is that check here. You can see here, bring to the front. You can see send to the back. Let me click on send to the back. You can see it again. It has gone behind the color. So for you now to ensure that this rectangle that we wrote earlier on to show now, click on the color. Then click on the object that cover the thing or the thing that you wanted to allow you to show out. Then just what you just have to do, you can also send it back to the back. Once you send it back to the back, it will go behind this rectangle, or by clicking on the rectangle, and asking it to bring it to the front. You see, this is how to use the bring to the back and bring to the front. For now, this is where we are going to stop for the use of the tools. I really think that you really enjoyed this lecture. Thank you. I still remember my name, Sheson. Bye for now.